This 26 Sports and CCTV high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
All right, it's almost the start of the third quarter here in Cadillac High School, where the Cadillac girls basketball team, under the direction of Coach Mike McLaurin, have a 15-10 lead over a Bay City Central squad. Well, you know, we talked about it at halftime. You got to put some shots in. Cadillac's got to make some shots. Bay City's got to limit some turnovers. I talked to Coach Mack before the game tonight, and one of the things he wanted to make sure that his squad worked on tonight, as always, was to limit turnovers and cover shooters. I think they did a fantastic job with that. He also mentioned move the ball on offense and get good shots, and for the most part, they did that first half. They just didn't finish.
I think that's right. I think, as we said at half, I can only recall a couple of shots that maybe weren't A picks, but most of them were really good shots, and we'll see how the second half goes.
That's McKenna Bryant with the ball. It goes inside off of a nice pass from Anderson into Brown. She doesn't like what she sees. She penetrates.
Really good patience here by the Vikings.
Bay City's kind of I was watching on that, trying to figure out what Alexis Smith was doing defensively. She's back in the center of that zone, but for part of that possession, she stepped outside. Good patience right here. The Vikings using up over 30 seconds. There's a battle right there. You give McKenna Bryant for that, credit for that, because there's no way she should have got that. Even though it's not a turnover, but a possession arrow to Bay City, that's a possession later on the Vikings get.
Yeah,
that's great work.
Good hustle. She just drove and penetrated right into a wall and fortress, more like, and she's really lucky to come away with a held ball.
Jump shot right there is off. Nice box out by Cadillac's Macy Brown.
Yep.
Unable to get the ball under control was the Vikings.
Macy did a good job there. That's when the guards got to drop down and they got to clean that up.
Yeah, they didn't clean it up. As a result, Willette drove to the basket. Her shot was blocked.
Kickball there.
Kickball on this possession as Maggie Pitcher looked to throw it inbounds. Bryant got a foot on that.
Wow.
Macy Brown, I got to tell you, I'm more impressed every possession, I think. She's done a fantastic job guarding Alexis Smith here tonight, who's averaging 19 points a game. She has just 4.
And that's squarely on Macy. She's done a really good job staying in front of her and harassing her.
Everything but in on that jump shot for the Vikings. We got a timeout call.
Good call on the coach's
Olivia
part.
Meyer with jump shot. Nice move on that. Didn't go in. A little bit of loose ball action. Good call by the coach. So everybody knows, the boys basketball team, they're at Manistee tonight. They've got a 15-point lead in the second half of that game. Our camera crew tomorrow night, Wednesday, is over at the Wax for high school hockey. So if you're out and about tomorrow night, you can go join that crowd. That's covered again probably by Bill Dooley and Jeff Castillo. They do a great job with hockey. I'm glad, Eric, that I don't have to do hockey. The pace of that game is just so much faster.
Yeah.
This is more my speed.
Yeah, I understand. I'm with you on that.
Willette with the ball. She finds Smith. Smith's going to go coast to coast. A little bit long off that. You can see a little change already in the philosophy of how Bay City's trying to break that Cadillac zone. There's a nice look right there. Olivia Meyer with the first 2 points of the second half.
Tough take. It was not one of Cadillac's easier shots, but boy, they pressed the tempo on that.
That's short. Right there, Bryant with a rebound. The Bay City is bringing Smith up towards half court a little more.
Wow, that's a
coast
gutsy
to coast,
take.
McKenna Bryant.
Gutsy take.
2 more for the Vikings.
That's an important basket for a lot of reasons. It gets some tempo going, gets some flow going, but it also makes that defense not able to key on just Macy, and they've got to stay fresh. So that's a good play.
And it gives your team confidence. Nice defense right there. Smith's shot is short. She looks a little frustrated on that one. Anderson with the ball. Willette hounds her. Ball goes out of bounds to the Vikings. Looks like Villarreal set to check in. Checking out is Haley Sokadalski.
Well, continuing the trend from the first half, we're almost 3 minutes in and have one field goal on both teams combined.
I think the Vikings have 2 here this quarter. It was 15-10 at halftime. Eric, your math's
right.
a little off.
You're
We had
right.
Bryant with 2, and
Yeah, you're right.
And who had the other one?
Olivia Meyer.
Yep, Olivia. Bay City, I think, has scouted Cadillac pretty well. They know where the shooters are, and they're really keeping some long arms around Molly Anderson and McKenna Bryant, not giving them good, clean looks like the Vikings are used to getting. Ball goes inside. Macy Brown kicks it out. There's 2 more. 3 more, I think, for Olivia Meyer. She's got the hot hand this quarter. And she gets a steal right there. I'm standing on Eric's court, everybody. Sorry about that. Wise choice by McKenna Bryant. No penetration right there. She just kind of pulled it out. Molly Anderson for 3. Boy, the Vikings have come out hot. We got a full timeout here. I'm not writing anything down in the scoring column for Bay City as they still have 10, but the Vikings have come out and scored 10 just in this quarter.
Yeah, really nice half by Olivia Meyer. She made a really tough jumper from the elbow and then made a 3 and then made a nice defensive stop, and so kicked that over to Molly, and Molly drained a 3, and that was a really good confident stroke by Molly. And it's tough to do when you've missed a lot of shots, and which she's done tonight, but she continues to shoot. Her form's not suffering at all. She continues to stroke it well, so it was really good to see those 2 shots go in.
And you're right there. I think the Vikings have come out this quarter and just kind of put the first half behind them and said, all right, the way we play is we don't worry about shots. We get them in our offense. We get them in our break. And when you have them, you take them.
My daughter had the pleasure of playing for Coach Mack and girls' youth soccer leagues for many years. And I asked her tonight, what are your thoughts on Coach Mack? And she said he was always in the game, and he was always a positive influence. So he was in the game with the girls. He was in the game understanding what was going on, and he was always a source of what we can do. And I think it creates a lot of energy out of his players.
Steal right there on the inbounds by Anderson. She goes coast, drives and penetrates, misses, gets her own rebound. Bryant goes behind her back. And another strong rebound in there by the Vikings. They're just outworking Bay City right now.
They are truly outworking Bay City, and you saw some signs that Bay City sort of threw up their hands on a couple of those possessions, and that entire possession, I think, summarized that or summed that up. Cadillac just outworked them.
Bryant with the ball. Macy Brown kicks it out, squaring her feet, draining another 3. Molly Anderson. And just like that, a 5-point lead is now 18 as the Vikings start to roll here in the third quarter.
You can even see it in Cadillac's defensive pressure. They're just quick on their toes right now, and they're moving well. That was a double dribble that got away with.
Bay City not really getting into any offensive flow this quarter, and just as we say that, they get a nice possession, and Willette goes in with her left hand for 2 points.
Well, you can see why she's college caliber material. She's a very good athlete.
So you said Hannah's got some tough decisions as we see a great interior pass from Macy Brown to Molly Anderson. Molly gets 2 more. Hannah's got some tough choices on the board out there with some job hunting, huh?
Yeah, it's always interesting watching your kids become young adults and struggle with the choices we do in terms of what the next chapter is going to be.
How about that left-hand scoop shot is a little bit off from Macy Brown. I love the move, though.
Yep.
Crossover dribble for Smith. And once again, you see supreme hustle by McKenna Bryant. Almost disrupts that. Smith does get 2 more. She now has 6 to lead the Lady Wolves.
Yeah, she was able to gather the handle on the ball and make a really difficult shot under some tough D.
Shot's a little bit off right there. This is Willette with the ball. She looks to go coast to coast. Spins inside there. Boy, that's a tough foul call right there. She did the spin move long before contact. Maybe it was on the trail defender right there.
Yeah, it had to have been because she was not in the stop ball position.
Yeah.
So there must have been a reach in that I didn't see.
That was on 15 right there for the Vikings, which is Olivia Meyer, and that she was the trail defender right there. So McKenna Bryant was in good position. And how about your boys, Ethan and Isaac?
Isaac's working in high pressure gas transmission work for company downstate Detroit, and Ethan's in engineering school at University of Michigan.
You and the missus should be very proud. You've got 3 wonderful kids there. We see a nice rebound off. Great defense by the Vikings.
Another good rebound.
Once again, Olivia Meyer with some good defense out top leads to a good rebound. Penetrating, throwing it off the front of the rim, nice and soft. 2 more points for Molly Anderson.
Molly squared up with the first 3-point look she got in the second half, and she has not looked back. I think she's made every shot she's put up since then.
Willette with a 3. I think
Look at
anytime
that
you can keep the ball out of Smith's hands and make her run up and down the floor like the Vikings are doing right now, you're going to see that kind of stuff. That's one Molly's going to want back. McKenna Bryant does a lot of hard work right there, and Molly just doesn't pay it off for her. But you know what? I love the move. I love the idea.
I love the hustle. I mean, just the way she cleaned up that loose rebound, took it up the court, and then made a beautiful drop pass. I think it stunned Molly that it was such an easy look.
Yeah. Sometimes those are the hardest ones.
Absolutely.
That's not where you want to go with the balls. I think we've seen Lexus Smith with her 2nd or 3rd block down there on the baseline. Bay City gets control as the Vikings knocked it out of bounds. They got a tall task, Bay City does. They're down 18.
And they've mustered 14 so far in the game, so that's a really tall order. If they're going to get it going, it's going to be her, and she's a
nice
quality
little
player.
Post move. 2 more for Alexis Smith. 1:25 to go here in the first quarter. We want to make sure, third quarter. Vikings with a 14-point lead. We want to make sure that at this point, mention our sponsors: Pizza Plus, Fox Motors of Cadillac, Cadillac Tire, and our presenting sponsor tonight, Cadillac Castings. We appreciate all they do to help us bring you a broadcast here on 26 Sports and CCTV.
Good idea. They tried to drop a little pass down the baseline, but it was just a little bit ahead of her, causing another turnover by the Vikings.
3-point shot off of that high ball screen from Smith. And you see Willette with her 2nd 3-point basket of the game, give her a total of 8 points. Ball is deflected right there. Comes right back to the Vikings. Anderson's going to penetrate. It's going to swing around. McKenna Bryant with the 3. In front of the coaching staff. Give her another 3. Gives the Viking a chance to get back in that press.
Good patience on the Vikings. Another good defensive play by Molly
How
Anderson.
about the effort right there? That's not over and back because that's not control. Well, maybe it could have been called that. I don't know. You got a foul up top. Looks like Willette with the foul right there.
Dan, I just have to say how impressed I am with the guard play from Cadillac. It's intense and it's on target, and both defensively and offensively. I like how they have a really good understanding for young players of how to throttle the pace. That's probably the hardest thing to learn, is how to play that aggressively but not get in foul trouble, and they're making really good choices. I'm really impressed.
In for the Vikings right now, Bartman.
Wow.
And she gets an assist to McKenna Bryant with a buzzer beater 3.
Wow.
And that's the way to third quarters with the Vikings just pouring it on here in the third quarter. Eric and I will be right back here on 26 Sports and CCTV with fourth quarter action.